Tell us about this. You were listed on the regional exchanges before. Before, I think BSE, NSE happened only in 2015. What was this about?
So 1996 is when we got our IPO. 96 was like long time back.
Correct.
And like it was a small IPO because, to be very honest, I'll tell you, Delhi Stock Exchange was 3 crores.
Minimum capital,
and Bombay was 5 crores.
Oh.
We thought we could not garner 5 crores, so we thought, let's get listed on Delhi Stock Exchange. It was normal working as such,
Yeah.
So we got listed on Delhi, Ludhiana and Jaipur. But after a while, the regional exchanges stopped working,
Correct.
I think they went into this thing, So for us, the natural progression was to actually list on the mainframe exchange, which was BSE and NSE. I think, it got opened up for us during those days, only about 2013, 2014,
Sure.
And that is how we actually, came from the regional stock exchange to the mainframe exchange.
I don't hear that very often.
Yeah.
Okay, now your business. I want to understand the liability side first. You spoke about how banks and PSL, but if you could help our audience understand where do you raise funds from, what are the costs of the funds, what's that process like?
So for us, majorly comes from banks. Banks is public sector banks, private banks who have a mandate to do PSL.
Yep.
Then foreign banks, again, who have a mandate to do PSL. Domestically, we raise from them. Then few NBFCs, but that's pretty small, I think the larger NBFC do it, One of our major areas is that we get foreign funding from foreign banks, ECBs from outside banks, basically. So we just did about $100 million, raising from 5 Sri Lankan banks,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that was like a new one for us, raising funds. Standard Chartered was the syndicator, raising funds from Sri Lanka.
Okay.
That was like, for us was...
Because that comes in their mandate of giving...
So they had dollar funds, and that is why
okay.
they could give ECB to us, and for us it was an opening up of a new front, for us,
Do the IFCs and World Banks help in any way, or that's not really...
They do,
Okay.
but I think, for these multilateral and DFIs, I think, they are very selective in terms of their doing it. So I think, it takes a while before we do that, but I think, we also get it from a lot of these kind of... So we've got development, so we've got the Austrian Development Institution, from where we've got money. We've got the Norwegians, we've got the Danish, we've got the Germans, we've got the... So we have a plethora of these, DFIs, from where we raise funds.
Come a very long way from your dad giving you 1 lakh rupees.
Yes,
Huh?
exactly.
I would be proud if I was in your shoes, to move from there to coming in this way. You're just casually talking about $100 million fundraise or loan raise, whatever it is from there. I think it's a sign of the progress.
Yeah, God's been kind.
Okay, and now the other side of a balance sheet, which are the assets. Help our audience understand what exactly are microfinance loans like. Okay, you spoke about the average ticket size being 53,000. Okay, help us with tenure, interest rates. How does that entire process work?
So 50,000 is the average, but the minimum which we give is from about 40,000 to a maximum of about 90,000.
Okay,
we can term it to about a lakh of rupees.
Yeah.
The tenure is about 2 years and 2.5 years. Right now these are the products we've got. The interest rate is 24% IRR, where our cost of fund is close to about 11.25%.
Sure.
So the margin in which we have to do everything, in terms of our cost of service, our deliverability, our collections and everything, is that basic 12 to 13%, from where we have to manage our losses, our credit costs, our ability to source, acquire, service a customer, So that's what it is, And it's a group model, ultimately.
I'm just saying, financing a fridge sounds easier. Right? So how does repayment really work? I am asking you this question because for a lot of NBFCs who service the rural sector, farmers, for example, they sometimes give them the option of harvesting your time by selling your time by. You can prepay or you can give, because that's the point of time where the farmer has more funds. Okay. Are your repayment cycles, do they have any options like this, or is it like standard?
No, ours is most structured and standard, because
okay,
back-to-back funding, which we also receive from banks and other institutions, has to be structured.
Asset liability matching.
Yes, otherwise my ALM will go for a mismatch.
I